Okay, we are live.
Live or we're recording?
Sorry, we're recording. You know, professional.
Whoa, first live episode.
I don't think we're allowed to do that. But hi everyone, welcome to the next episode of Middleton Nytetime Broadcast. Not a live stream. God, Rikki and I are post-verbal. I sometimes have to edit stuff out.
For real.
Oh God, you know how careful we'd have to be if we did a live. Ugh.
I would try not to offend everyone.
But yeah, hi guys. It's been a little bit. Just June was busy season for work for me. So I've been I actually haven't released the last episode yet, only because literally with this past month, getting off of a computer all to come onto another computer after being on calls and stuff for like almost 8 hours a day, you're like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, not having it. It's not exactly something to look forward to. I've been on vacation the whole time. Well, I guess starting since 4 days ago.
Yeah.
And if anyone hears the list, we'll give you the dental update. Put a big graphic on the screen, okay? This podcast, I went to the dentist and I have Invisalign now, and I sound really stupid, but joke's on you, I'm gonna have perfect teeth in like 8 months.
Is this gonna help with your TMJ situation?
They said it really should. Like, this is gonna solve a lot of my problems, but let's hope.
Well, God, we hope. I feel like I joked when I went to the mall that one day and I sent you that video of me driving, and I was like, you got a 2-year long, well, I mean, more than that, but the like heavy dental stuff has started over the these last 2 years since 2020. Right?
Huge part of my life is just fixing all my health, my dental issues, just stuff I ignored for years. I said, fuck it. We're gonna fix all that bitch.
Which is good because, everyone, TMJ is not fun to have.
No.
Rikki, how would you sum it up in a sentence?
For me, because it might be different for everyone, my gums feel like there's cavities in them, but they're healthy.
Isn't
and they'll
that
sting once in a while, and then it'll go away like nothing ever happened. You're like, oh, I feel great. And then after you eat like a peanut or something, 2 hours later, you're like, ow, wait a minute, what? Like delayed pain. It's the best way. Like your muscles are sore. A good way to describe is like working out and you overexerted your muscles. It feels like that, but in your mouth.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah, nope. Hell no.
And then in my case, it's been video games, work,
living
and
life.
I mean, I beat Final Fantasy 16 this past week. I got 2 pictures done, and
Nice.
I'm on vacation till this Wednesday. Cause I didn't have to work today. I don't have to work tomorrow, and I don't have to work Wednesday. Thank God. But besides that, there's not much else. I wish I could give you guys a more interesting icebreaker, but last month's just been busy. This is also, besides your stream, Rikki, that I came on, this is like the only other time I've talked to you in the entire month.
Yeah. In terms of like on voice, like we've been texting nonstop every other day, but we just, like you said, you've been busy with work. I've been busy with dental shit. I've been busy with unclogging a drain, fixing a dryer, all kinds of random household things, repairs, I guess.
Yeah, it's just been a time, but
Now, this sucks. This is the first like long form talking I've ever done with this on. This is like literally the day of putting these on, guys. You're getting like first impressions of Invisalign.
This at least it's not like braces though, where it's like, you know, you get like that wire put on the brackets, and sometimes it comes out of the brackets and like pokes your gums.
Oh no.
So,
Hell no.
That's the one good thing. That's one good thing about Invisalign. One of my friends though has they do have that permanent retainer where it's like that metal rod that goes on the like inside of their teeth. They love it. Personally, for me, I don't think I could do that shit. The only form of like I used to wear a retainer. I stopped wearing it. My teeth really didn't get that fucked up, though. My bottom 2 teeth are, but that's because I freaking ran into a light pole.
Oh God.
Yeah, they're fine. It's just one got like bent back, but it doesn't impair my bite at all. And that my dentist was like, you can go to an orthodontist and you can fix it if you want. I'm like, no, I've had enough of having braces. But I do wear a mouth guard because I grind my teeth during my sleep because I have anxiety.
What's weird is they told me the Invisalign will act as a night guard too, so I don't need to wear one anymore.
That'll be good. Yeah.
I don't know if mine's anxiety too, but like I have the same issue. I'm like biting hard as fuck on my teeth at night.
It generally comes from stress, and it's sadly, when people grind their teeth at night, it's not something that you can just subconsciously stop. You're asleep. You're in a whole different realm, and if you decide to randomly start clenching your jaw or something, that's gonna happen. Also, I just want to tell you this, Rikki. I had a dream, and I didn't realize that I fell back asleep, and it scared the crap out of me because I had to. I knew that we were originally going to record around like 4, and I woke up at 2:30, and I was like, oh shit! But the dream ended so sketchy.
How so?
Okay, it ended creepy. Okay, so do you know that creepypasta of the story of the kid named Carmen Winstead?
I don't think I've heard of it.
Okay, I want you to search this up real fast because it's the only way that I'm accurately going to be doing
Carmen?
Search up Carmen Winstead, but I need you to also do Carmen Winstead pig. And you're going to get this creepy ass, like dinosaur looking thing looking in a camera.
The fuck?
I need to see if I can find it.
I hate that.
Yeah, like Carmen Winstead is this thing about this kid that got pushed down a well, but they love using this. It's like a prehistoric. Let me see if I can find it actually, because at least Bing ain't pulling. Let me try Google. I don't know why I use Bing. I think it's because Bing gives me more better references, if you know what I mean. Give me a second. This is live stuff, guys.
The
yeah. So it's like the first thing. It looks like a pig looking in a camera, but it's actually a really well done Photoshop. But you see how it like looks at the cameras and its eyes are like cross-eyed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I had that, right? But when I had this dream, it was like from the perspective originally of watching a woman do this really, really cool, like intricate magma work, which I like, you know, it's kind of like blowing glass, but you do it with rocks and stuff. And the like went in, and this woman like brought this rock into her house where her workstation was. And then all of a sudden I got teleported into her position. But when I looked up, there was like, I was in my backyard. I got teleported to my backyard, and I was sitting in like, just, you know, like a campy lawn chair, just like one of those plastic white ones with like just the thick white plastic strips that go across. And then I look up, and it's just my fence and this big ass wolf. But then it like looks at me, and then like its eyes split, and I have never sat so still. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, that ain't a wolf. That is some skinwalker Wendigo shit. And I snapped awake because my second alarm went off, and I was like, oh thank God, phone. I was never so happy to do that, because it was one of those instances where I was like, if you move, that thing's gonna lunge at you. And I was like, oh hell no, I ain't playing this today. So one, I hated that. 2, no, I don't think going to bed high is the best thing for my dreams, even though it makes me, even though like going to bed high, easiest I ever go to bed because my brain is silent. But yeah, fun little story for you guys. That's like my big icebreaker for this episode, was that weird ass dream that I had. But I will segue us into the first topic, which Rikki and I really clung on to, and this is actually from a person that watched, it was actually a person that DM'd me because they watched episode 2, which was Growing Up, back in season 1. And they were like, yeah, and they were like, can you guys talk about friendship, but more specifically, friendship as adults? So we're gonna dive into that, because I find this very intriguing. So where should we start? What is a good jumping off point to talk about friendship as adults?
Well, I think friendship for an adult is dramatically different than a typical regular friendship. For example, as an adult, at least I can only speak from my point of view. I am usually working, and if I'm not working, I'm either sleeping. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, during the weekdays, maybe I can text during lunch at break and stuff, but when I'm home, it's literally do all the chores, anything I need to do. I probably get like an hour or 2 window, and if I'm in the mood to game or in the mood to like have me time, I'll do it, but typically it's right to sleep. So there's little time for really social interactions unless you're at work, and I feel like a lot of adults have a similar experience of not having enough time really to socialize except for the weekends. So then it becomes the point of when you do interact with a friend, it has to be meaningful, or it has to be like you have to kind of pick and choose which friends you hang out with, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to hang out with a friend that's just gonna always be in a bad mood or always be angry, you know what I mean? It's a little bit more picky.
Yeah. I mean, like you said though, it's kind of like how with work, you're dedicated so much of your time. So it's like, I do have coworker friends. Like, I just recently, on Saturday, I went to Red Lobster with one of my coworkers that I'm really, really close with. But it's a different thing when, like you said, you sort of have to pick and choose and figure out where you want to dedicate your time. Because as an adult too, unlike when you're in school, right? Or when you're in college and you're on a schedule that you see like people of your same age, you probably have gone to school with them, you know, from elementary school to high school. You don't have that in the adult world. And generally in the adult world too, oh god, like when you're in the world of an adult too, you also have to make sure that I'm saying this because this recently happened to one of my friends about like a day or 2 ago now. And you brought this up too, I think during your live stream.
Oh?
My friend, she was just being nice to another one of her coworkers, but the guy got feels, and she was like, oh no, that is nope. And
some people can mistake kindness as interest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's always a pain as an adult. I have a story about that. I don't know how deep it's going to go, but I'll get into that in a minute. I want to let you finish your topic.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, here's another thing too. So I had this because this came up too with just a little bit of dating, since this kind of bleeds into this topic. Where, okay, so specifically, I think this goes for everyone, no matter if you're gay, straight, or anywhere else under the sun. But it's like, I have a thing where it's just like, I have a viewpoint when it comes to friends and maybe people in a friend group dating. If you two are dating, correct? Like, let's just say this is a monogamous situation. If you are dating someone in the group, that means you two are off limits. your boy ain't gonna be a homewrecker. Right. I'll be a friend, but I'm not gonna be the slam piece on the side either, because that gets bad. I'm very old school. I don't play the sleep with everybody, sleep with everything.
I feel like that's shit people do in their early 20s because they feel like it's expected out of them to be wild and crazy because, oh, I'm young, I have to live while I'm young. But then it just leads to more problems.
I mean, it did, because I am a person of that, where one of my very first friends I ever made in college, her name was Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to her credit, she was a hoe. But the problem was she dated Alec. And ultimately, about halfway through the second semester of college, second or third, I forget which one. I think it was the third, because life got a little bit better for me. I wasn't fighting with my parents all the time, yada yada. And I remember this was around the time where I was doing homework one night. I got a text message from Alec. He was like, "Can you meet me at the school? Like, now. Like, SOS levels of come to the college." So I drove to my community college, asked where he was. He was in our art building, and I went up to him. Boy was devastated. Like, I don't see Alec cry. Like, Santiago and Alec are very, like, repress your feelings stereotype.
Right. Yeah, typical, like, cis friend, I guess, you know?
Typical American male, let's be honest.
Better way to put it.
And
better. Sorry.
I basically was like, when they're at that point, you know they just hit a low. And I was like, what's wrong? Sam had the audacity to break up with Alec over a text message, and she said, we're done. And then immediately, like a couple weeks later, we met up with Alec behind him in case like any sketchy shit would happen. Sam gave him like all the shit that he had, because they exchanged, you know. I feel like I don't typically get this, though I get the appeal because I've done it with Lexi and Ryan in my story. But it's like clothes, certain items, all that stuff you wanted back.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, it was just like I lost a friend, but I had to side with what I knew was objectively good, because if you cheat on someone, fuck you.
Yeah, honestly.
So it's like when you go into that,
I'm biased. I've been cheated on a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want that to seem like, oh, that's so rude. It's like, well, if you're cheating, you should probably end the relationship you have and then maybe pursue that one. Like, come on.
Yeah, like, I mean, for me, I'm very thankful that any of the like pseudo exes that I have, I've ended on good terms, and they're dating other people now. And I actually will say, as someone where I find it really hard to date because I am asexual, so it's like that's kind of a big red flag for some people.
Right.
I'm like the cheerleader for most people. Like, even for like, you know, when like, let's just say like you and Brad got together, I was like, fuck yes.
Oh, okay. That's serious.
Yeah, so it's like I go on to be like, I want a lot of my friends.
You live through people.
Yeah.
It seems, when it comes to relationship stuff.
Oh yeah, all the time, because frankly, I don't want one right now. I've made that abundantly clear 6 ways till Sunday that I don't want a relationship. But I love friendships. I love having my friends because I don't have many. And the ones that I do have, like straight up, when I say I would take a bullet for them and suffer the like pain, oh, I would do it. I would do that Matrix dodge, get shot in my shoulder, and then like have to wear bandages or potentially a cast for like 3 months if it meant like they would survive and the other person, you know? So, like you, Brad, Alec, Santiago, Abby, you know, the whole spiel. Like, all my friends, I'd be like, awesome. But that is one of the tricky hurdles of friendship, is like, if you start dating within the friend group and things go sour,
drama in the friend group, or you're kicked out.
Yeah.
And I hate that one. It's like, we all can't be friends anymore because you guys had a rocky breakup. It's like, fuck, that sucks. I just started liking that guy. You know,
Yeah.
but I also want to be respectful to this friend, and it kind of becomes a whose side am I on thing when, unfortunately, that's just how it is.
I mean, yeah, but also it's like, when it gets to that point, it's kind of like, it's almost like politics in a way, where it's like, whose narrative are you going to side with, and are you just going to stick to it, and you suffer whatever, because no matter what, in that circumstance, there's no way going forward of there not being repercussions. Which I mean is fine. It's gonna happen. That's life. Because this, I don't know if you want to say what you were gonna say before I transition into this. Is remember
I mean, depends.
I mean, say what you want to say, because what I'm gonna say is gonna be a whole next thing.
Okay. This is real quick. Bouncing back to people misunderstanding feelings. I had a coworker at an old job, and we started kind of bonding and becoming friends, you know, which was crazy. It's like, oh my god, a friend at work. That's very rare that we have time to like build that. He eventually quit that job, and we hung out a lot after work, on weekends, shit like that, as friends do. After about 3 or 4 months, he started kind of joking around, being like, oh, I bet we'd make a cute couple or something. I'm like, what? That's kind of weird. And then when I told him, hey, I'm in a relationship, I wish you wouldn't say things like that, he kind of blew up. He's like, oh, I made it awkward. Oh, I gotta take some time off to think. Blocked me. And I'm like, what? What the fuck? So then I started piecing it all together. I'm like, oh, he thought I was into him because I was listening and opening up whenever he like asked advice in his relationship and stuff, and he took it as me being interested. It totally got the wrong vibe for when I actually was I'm like, no, just because I talk about what I would do in a scenario if it was like, because he would ask questions of like sex things once in a while, and I was like, oh, it's kind of weird, but whatever, you know, you're gay, it's fine, it's what we do, you know. I'll talk about anything with anyone, and I'll like have no attachment towards it. You know what I mean? Like, we'll talk about balls and dick and muscles and shit when it comes to your characters, but it doesn't mean I want to fuck you. Like, what? And I guess he just didn't understand that, and yeah, it just that happens a lot as an adult, and it sucks because now, oh well, that friendship's broken because one guy misunderstood the other.
Doesn't that kind of suck though, where it's just like, in life, I mean, regardless of if you're a man or a woman, I think one of the things that kind of hurts is, at least in American culture, if you start getting mushy and really sentimental, and you start dropping like your walls when talking with someone, like, Rikki, my walls, I have none with you, but we also know it's like, we ain't gonna fuck each other if we're getting sentimental. There's a difference in getting sentimental and then being like, I want to take you to a one-way ticket to Pound Town. There's like, no. But the problem is, the thing that I'll play devil's advocate is, a lot of times, a lot of Americans don't see that. So when they do see that I think is a fair, plausible response, because it's just like, oh my god, this person's being vulnerable. Did they like me this much? Right. So, you know, that sucks that happened with that guy, because for you it was a friendship. For them, they were like, oh, you know.
No, I totally get it. I just wish they would have said something way sooner. I could have shot that down, you know.
Yeah, it's like
could have still been friends.
Yeah, and that's one of those things too where what I don't like is, okay, how do I say this? Let's use me and you just for an example, since it's all I got right now. Say you have a problem or I have a problem, right? And it's with either each other or it's with like a space in which we're like equally involved in. And say it's festering, right? Say it's like it's building up and building up and building up inside of you. What I wish a lot of people would understand is also, for some things, I'm not a mind reader. And also, as much as I don't want to use this as a crutch, but I have to, I'm ADHD. Unless you explicitly tell me something, I'm not going to be able to pick up on the vocal cues that you're giving me of, hey, Jake, you saying this thing or talking about this thing or jumping from 6 different topics one to the other is annoying the shit out of me. can you stop? It's like, I'm not gonna pick up on that. It's like, can you tell me?
Yeah, you should say something.
Yeah, it's like, can you say that to my face? I'm not gonna be offended.
A lot of people in my friend group go by the logic of assume nobody's mad at you unless they say otherwise. And if you never say otherwise, we're just not gonna fucking know.
Yeah, because
and nor do we have really time to dwell and double think on things like that. We just kind of live in the moment. We go forward. If there's a problem, just say it. You know,
well,
we'll address it. We'll move on.
I try to do that. I try to let go of the past. There are some things that are one of those. For me, what I would say this, and this is a better analogy. You know, like how some people say like salt in the wound sort of thing when it's like a past experience. Think of things that stick with me like a rash. It's not like I've gotten a jab and it's this super horrible thing, but it's like sometimes it'll pop up in my mind, just like an intrusive thought, and it's just like it's on me like a bad rash, and then I think about that moment, but it stays with me. It doesn't just disappear. And getting over that rash, so to speak, is one of the harder things. I can get over a wound.
Say you're more in tune with your emotions versus just dropping the emotions and moving on.
Yeah, but ADHD people have problems with regulating their emotions. So
that's what I was getting at. Yeah.
So it's like, it's hard to do that.
So it's harder.
It's also bad too, because a lot of conversations in which I want to get involved in, a lot of times are debated topics. But the problem is when you have debating topics, you have to go into those conversations, sadly, with no emotion. You have to go with them in cold hard facts, which a lot of times doesn't work with someone like me. So it's a lot of times too where it goes back to the conversation of if someone's mad at me or you need to tell me something, it's like if Rikki had something that was like irking the hell out of him with me, I would want you to tell me, because it's only going to get worse. And I'm only going to repeat it and keep doing it if I'm not told to correct it. And I had a thing, like, I think you know about the thing with my like other Discord group friends, where it's just like a certain someone didn't want to say some stuff, but also it was I think it was not just him, and I don't think it was us too. I think it was life as well, and it was a minor thing of projection. We all do it. And to me, I thought everything was fine, but in my friend group, things were not fine.
I always hate that too. And then they pull you aside, like, we gotta have a talk. And I'm like, about what? Like, I thought we were fine.
Yeah, genuinely, I thought we were fine. I thought a lot of things were going good. Like, I improved a lot of myself. I don't snap at people like I used to anymore. I genuinely try to get involved in other conversations rather than just, like, look at what I want to talk about. And, you know, I thought it was good. But apparently, it's not. And I was flabbergasted. And I think one of the things too about like when you have conversations like that is, or moments like that too, is do you understand the person? Do you understand what's being said? Do you understand that sometimes they may want to leave you, or you may need to leave them? Because, oh gosh, I wish I had, I don't know if I have the video saved on my phone, but it was like such a good, it was such a good moment where it was like, I think it was a line from a movie where it's like, a lot of times you can't force your friends to stay with you. If you do, you're a shitty person. But let's say like in a relationship where things are rocky or good at best, if your friends want to leave you, if they want to move on, if they're going to go into another chapter of their life, sometimes you have to let them go. And it's not always the if you love them, set them free sort of thing. It's not really always that. If you want to be more realistic,
gotta let it breathe, you know?
Yeah, you gotta sometimes you just gotta let people go. You gotta let them do their life, because the main meat I'm trying to get to here is like, a lot of times for people, there is a conversation of you're the main character. But I don't like that. It's more spotlight syndrome, where we talked about this before, where it's like a lot of times in the world, Spotlight Syndrome is something where instead of you being the main character, it's more like you think everyone is hyper analyzing you every millisecond of a day. And sadly, that also goes into your friend group where it's just like, oh God, what did they want to leave? What did I do? What didn't go right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't really do it with my friends as much anymore. I think this is most of the time I'm distracted by artwork or with my games. And when I'm at, like, I hate this. This sounds so bad. I'm so sorry to say it like this. But when my friends want me, I'm there. When they don't want me, fam, bye. I'm sipping on a soda and I'm in bed. Probably either high out of my mind,
just relaxing,
or just
vibing.
Relaxing. And it's just like, that's where I think I've gotten to the point where it's like you said, like, let it breathe. Let people do them. And, you know, with a caveat of you shouldn't always have to go to your friends for them to want to hang out with you. You shouldn't always have to initiate the conversation for your friends to want to hang out with you. But when you hang out with them a lot on like an semi-average basis, like I do with my friends when they stream, it's like, yeah, they'll probably want me around at like an X time of day or days. But there are other days where it's like Rikki, I just fam, I can't today. I can't do anything.
And you've said it before. You're just like, bro, I'm antisocial today. I'm like, I get it. No worries.
Yeah, I remember, what was it? I remember, like, I think it was back during Christmas time. And it was the original weekend that you were going to do the Grinch, but it got postponed because of Brad's work at the time. And
remember that.
I was too tired. So we did that following weekend, which I think was a lot better. But all of us were just like, we just can't. And we had to cancel it. And that was one of those moments of you let it breathe rather than saying, I set all this time aside. I mentally hyped myself up for this moment. La la la. It's like, no, don't do that. And as a person where it's like, I can't be spontaneous. I need like a day or two to mentally prep myself for like a drive or for an event or whatever. I just can't do it. And if like, I don't know if you're like this, Rikki, but it's like if someone just drops something on you when you're ready to be at like a 3, but they need you to be at like a 12, and you're like, oh God, okay, clothes on, out the door, and you know, you just don't have, you haven't prepped your energy reservoir for that moment.
Yeah, it's true. ADHD is very much like well, there's a meme I saw literally today where it's like a dude stretching his arms, preparing, looking like he's about to get ready for a fight. And it says me getting ready to watch 65 videos my friend sent me on Instagram. And I'm like, fuck me. Isn't that so true? Like, you're like, fuck, all right, let me get ready. Let me mentally prepare to do this, you know?
It's true, though.
So that can be at full peak attention.
It also is one of those things, too, where it's like this past week, my mom called me because they recently got a pool, which, like, I'm super happy for my parents because they've wanted their own pool at their own house for a long time. But do you know my mom had the audacity to say to me, like, during my work week last week, that she wanted me to do today? She wanted me to do this. She's like, oh, hi. She's like, can you drive to our house that's almost 2 hours away, go down there, put chlorine tablets in, and then, like, stay there for a day and come back? And I was like, Mom, I said this. I was like, Mom, I know we have a tumultuous relationship, but I still love you. But I am not driving my butt down to your guys' house, put 2 chlorine tablets in your pool, and then stay there to see how it does, and then drive back here on the 4th of July.
Bitch, better play my gas. Like, better pay my gas bill.
Yeah, it's like, hey, can you pay my rent for this month?
Yeah, can you pay my rent? Can I get some money on this?
Yeah, it's like, I ain't doing community service. Life ain't free.
No. Gas is so fucking high.
It's better than it was during the pandemic. Like 2020. Like when gas was $4 to $5. At least in my state, it's better. I don't know what it's like in Florida. I feel like everything in Florida right now is a hell land. Especially since you guys got fucking malaria now.
We have everything. Everything bad. We're gonna have nuclear roads soon. That's nice.
Oh, did you see? Apparently, because of all the rain in the northern states right now, a lot of sewer systems are flooding, and then it's like water's literally exploding out of the sewers onto the road, so they got stank water up there.
Ew.
Yeah, I'm like, and like if you know like how New York City, like the manholes and everything, they literally like smoke because of all the heated water that's coming out of people's houses. And like,
oh my God.
if you go to New York, you like smell the smells. The same thing happens with DC, but to a lesser degree. And it's like that. But imagine the actual, instead of just the smell of the sewer permeating up to the road, the stank water coming up.
No, get me the fuck out. I'm moving.
But yeah, I think one of those things too, like, is when it comes to friendships too, I think the other thing that I want to talk about is, this is gonna make me seem like such a bad person, but really, oh god, how do I say this? So you know, like how a lot of people say, like, your first impression really does matter on a person.
Mm-hmm.
That is true to a degree, but I think it's also understanding that don't get comfortable too fast. Do you know what I mean by that?
I think I get what you're saying.
Basically, I'm fucked up. I got trust issues. So, what that means
you don't want to open your door all the way to someone new. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, like
okay.
Like I'll be blunt. It's like Mars and Sharp at first. That door was like
peeking your little head out.
Yeah,
like,
it was
nope.
I was looking through like a New York City apartment peephole.
Yeah, that's a better expression of it.
And now it's like, my door is open to you, but you gotta knock first. Like, I gotta see what you're bringing to the table.
Yeah, who the fuck is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like,
what do you have in your hands? Oh, McDonald's? Alright.
It's like, okay. But, like, for you, it's like, oh, bitch, I know you're bringing Taco Bell.
Yeah, like, I know. You're bringing Taco Bell. We already know. Just come on in. Door's wide open.
Yeah, it's like, I'll
already know you. Door's open.
Yeah, it's like, I'll throw on, like, 2016 controversial Shane Dawson videos.
Yeah, we'll watch him in blackface doing shenanigans. It'll be fun.
What were those? What were those, like? I can't remember what those. It's like those super racial cartoons back in the day. What were they called?
Oh god, the Warner Brothers ones.
Yeah, but they had like a specific name for them. It was like started with an M. I can't remember what it was called. But it's like I know I know what you're bringing to the table. So it's like with you, it's fine. But with like some people need to understand whether it's like a relationship or a friendship or whatever. Try not to catch feels too fast, because a lot of times, I'll go with like relationships first, because I think this is easier for people to see, and movies have done this a lot. When you meet someone and, you know, it's the nice like butterflies in the stomach, and like they're attractive, you have a tendency to fall for someone pretty fast. But the problem is, a lot of people, when they fall for someone really fast, and a lot of Americans are very triple X about things a lot with relationships. It leads to triple X situations real fast. A lot of times after the splendor of that fades, then you're like, how much do I actually know about this person? Because once you get past the honeymoon phase, that's where like a relationship is truly tested.
It's true.
It's like,
I'd argue in relationships, for me, what I've noticed is after the 3-month mark, that's when you should decide, okay, are we going to keep this going forward, or do I break up with them? You know what I mean? You can analyze how you've been doing. Yeah, because it's like usually when the honeymoon phase is over. At least what I've noticed is about 3 to 4 months.
Yeah, I'd do like 2 to 4, somewhere around there.
Yeah. Depends on the person, depends on the situation. It's all factors have to be at play.
Yeah, and Problem is like a lot of people, when they haven't taken the time to know or get to know the person, after that ends, it's just like you get hit with the shallowness of,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
I just really liked you for your looks and that you were good at X thing. But if you did get to know them and they truly are the compatible person for you, hooray, you took the time, the literal slow time to learn the person. You had fun with them along the way. And when things got to a point where you really like, you know, this is where it starts leaning away from friendship. Oh, sorry, relationships into friendship is, do you know the buttons to press? And do you know the buttons that if you press it, you're gonna go into a conversation and you're going to have to understand that things might get a little, you know? And it's like, do you have enough knowledge and respect to understand where the other person's coming from? And do you think they'll know where you're coming from? Or are they just gonna be a giant douche? And the only reason I say that is because, like I said, I don't have many friends. Friends that I do have,
You cherish.
yeah, and it's like I've done the shitty thing though, and the safe thing in my eyes. I got to know you slowly. Now, granted, I'll probably say this. I'll put Rikki and I on blast for this.
Oh no.
And you know, we're all fine. Ricky's considerably older than I am. But Rikki also met me when I was a teenager, so
Yeah.
like, what? Rikki, you're what? 29?
I'm 30.
Oh my God, you're 30?
I'm 30. Mega's 32 or 31 or something like that. He's older than me.
You know that thing from Claus? It's that gif of where like he looks younger, but then he turns into Santa Claus, so he just looks like he ages like 75 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I just got hit with that. But it's like, okay, so let me think. Like, if you met me around the time when I was like in my second year of YouTube, which was when I was 14, that means you were probably what? 19?
Yeah, I would have been like either 18 or 19.
So it's like, granted, I was talking to a full-blown adult, but let's be honest, Rikki was only like a few years older than me. It's not like a creepy person that's in their 40s trying to be friends with a 13-year-old.
Around that period of time too, I remember being very weary because I'm like, he's young, you know, what can I really relate with him on? So we kind of just talked about art, which at the time I don't think you were doing muscle stuff. You were just like normal drawing.
I was
You're doing YouTube.
I think I was just getting into muscle stuff, but I'm predominantly still doing YouTube.
Yes, that's actually how I think we met, because my friend was a YouTuber. You guessed it on their video. We got the talking, and then I met Vic through you.
You know, I get PTSD though of every single time I see the forest. I get PTSD of those like early years, and I cringe at my my lovely editing back then. Luckily, none of those videos are up on YouTube anymore. Live streams are, but those are all privated. And I just, those live streams, man. That audio,
Yeah.
echoey, crispy, and like, I remember if Rourke and I like screamed at all, that microphone was peaking and there was no way to fix that. And Rourke came onto my YouTube channel around the time that I decided to do Amnesia, Outlast, and Outlast Whistleblower. And there was a lot of screaming.
I think I remember that. I made you an intro or something.
Mm-hmm. And
That was cool.
I do miss doing gaming, but a lot of times too, that was I don't know how I edited 500 videos by myself. I don't know how I did it, but yeah, it's like
A lot of Mountain Dew and Monster, I bet.
a lot of fast food.
A lot of Chipotle, let's be real.
But yeah, I think what's neat about like Rikki is obviously Rikki and I have known each other for
Too long.
I mean, it'll be what if you met me and I was a sophomore in high school, being 14 years old. That was
It's almost been a
2014.
decade.
Yeah, one more year will be a decade of Rikki and I knowing each other.
God damn.
Granted, for 2 of those years, I was completely MIA off social media.
I was about to say, you said we met early on, but like I think for a year or a year and a half is about as much as I knew you when you were like younger, and then when I met you again, you were like 18. Like you took almost 4 years off the internet.
So I can actually tell you this because my timeline is immaculate because I am weird. So around the time that like when we all started like with Vic and everything, that was around the time I left high school and entered college. So that was like around the time when, what would I say? Like you and I, for like the first time when I was 18, 19 years old during my first semester of college, that's when we met, but that's when things kind of got a little rocky with like the old Discord group.
God, that one sucked.
And then I took 2 years off because of my job and college because I was desperately trying to get into my 4-year. Actually, if I'm thinking about it more, it was probably 3 years because 2017, 18, and 19. Remember, I didn't start talking to you until the pandemic happened. So 3 years I took off of like Discord really and all that stuff, and I pretty much just like enjoyed life, reconnected with my cousin, and thrived. And then I came back during the pandemic because I was like, I wanted to check on a lot of my friends that were, you know, across the country. And then I checked on you, and then I came back into the Discord server, and you know, like there were so many new people. I was like, oh my god. But then
I've been busy.
Yeah.
Making a lot of friends.
And then it was like learning those people, and you know, growing from that. But it's like Rikki and I have had a what I would consider a legitimate relationship where it's like, you know, Rikki and I both did the respectful thing of, you know, life's kind of sucky right now.
Relationship in the term of
friendship, but
friendship,
like,
yes.
but like a friendship where it's like with a relationship, people have to understand that like when it comes to a friendship relationship, one of the things is like what Rikki and I said, things at the time were kind of rocky for both of us. So what did we do? Concentrated on what was like necessary, where we exerted our energy. Then what?
So that's for damn sure. I exerted my enemies, my energy into a bunch of my enemies. Yeah, to a bunch of people that didn't deserve
You
it.
hate fuck them. But no, it's like yeah, we took the time off, and when we came back, we were both in a better place. We were stronger. We both grew, mentally, physically, emotionally, all the leads.
We're fucking shredded right now. We are ripped.
Started going to the gym actually, by the way. I'm slowly starting to lose the stomach on me. But I will
Nice.
tell you, going to the gym, so weird. So weird. I mean, granted,
how?
like, okay, remember what I told you about spotlight stuff? Take that, but again, it's just like, I don't like change. And going to the gym is change. It's a new space that I'm not used to. It's kind of like entering a, like, you like your new school classes at the beginning of the year and you don't know anybody, you don't know the teacher. So it's like that first week of being in the class, it's like no one wants to talk. No one wants to talk.
Everyone's just antisocial as fuck.
Yeah, it's like, unless like you're like the teacher's pet, it's like you don't want to talk. So it's like, that's me with the gym. But I've gotten to the point where it's like, unless like someone comes up to me, it's like, usually I'm not talking. Because I don't normally go anywhere with headphones. Usually I go with like my Galaxy Buds or whatever. But my hair covers those up. And I need something that like, you know, I can kind of like, you know, like a lot of YouTubers back in the day, like the guys that have never had long hair, they get long hair. So what they do is they just like they push their hair back with their headphones, and their headphones work like a makeshift headband. I do that, but with my Sony headphones. And everyone in the world knows this, or usually knows this. Headphones on means don't talk to me.
It should be a general rule of thumb in like school etiquette. If you see headphones on, you don't talk to that motherfucker.
Unless like, you know, like you're genuinely lost.
Unless
and that's
you're like friends, or yeah, like you're lost. If you have something really like, hey, excuse me, I don't mean to bother you. Like if you lead with that, yeah. But if you're just like, hey, fuck you, you know, asshole. It's like, all right, you're asking for trouble, buddy.
Oh yeah, because like for me with college, a lot of people, if you have your headphones on, like that student's working, they're in the zone, they're listening to an audiobook or something, and they're in the zone. But if you come up to me and you're like genuinely like, I had someone come up to me, it was like such a nice like freshman student that came up to me when I was at my 4-year, and I was just doing, I was just working on like a sketch from my art class, so it wasn't like anything that was terrible. And they came up to me, I'm like, hi, I'm so sorry, do you know where like this class is? And they were looking for like the sculpture classes. I was like, oh, that's on like the bottom floor of the building, all the way down the hall. And it's like, you'll see it. It's like they literally have sculptures outside the sculpture room. And they're like, thank you so much. And I was like, yeah. But at the gym, like you put your headphones on, you're on a treadmill. If you're using it and there's like all these other ones, no one's gonna bother you. And unless like someone wants very specific weights or a certain machine, because sometimes there's only so many workout machines at a place, but I don't usually use them. I'm just using weights. They don't talk to me. But yeah, I think the thing about when, like, because I kind of want to culminate this since we've already been going for 52 minutes. I want to culminate all of this into like one message. In the adult world, you can obviously get friends. It's like no doubt you can get friends, but you have to also understand the adult world is, it's emotional, it's cautious, it's learning the signs, and it's also learning that, like, depending on the environment, you can't sometimes just rush in and be like, if it's like, it's like if you see like a coworker or something at your building, but they have no clue who the fudge you are, but you see them, they're like out in like a public space, and it's like, hey, hi, how are you? And then like you sit with them at their table, like on their day off, and it's just like, whoa, bro, okay, that's overstepping. Versus like maybe you see them at work and like
you're a little too comfortable.
Yeah, it's like, don't get too comfortable too fast with anything in life, because you're gonna kind of creep the other person out. Stranger danger is still a thing even as an adult, and you want to find like a common place, or it's like, hey, you can do the thing too of like politely going up to them. It's like, hey, we work or have a common place of like X thing, and you can sometimes be open and be like, I think you are, let's just say like the, you know, the tropey thing of like really pretty and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I was wondering if I could get to know you better through like a date. Do you accept?
That's respectable. Yeah. And
it's like the next thing is, if they say, sure, they want to try the waters, go for it. They
first
say no.
Date, like you said, that first date should be something simple as, let's get a coffee.
Yeah. Like
that way you have time to talk. The worst thing you can fucking do is, let's go see a movie. Oh, so you can sit in silence for 30 hours? Yeah, fuck that.
Bitch, I have dating as an episode we have to talk about.
Yes.
And that is on
I hate
the
that
list.
as a first date.
Do not. You can do that as like a second date, a third date, whatever.
Right.
If you do a movie as your first date, fuck right off with that. It's different if it's like, hey, we've come to the decision of like, let's Netflix and chill. But if it's going to a public movie theater where you're not supposed to talk, get out of my face.
Fuck off.
Get out of my face. It's like, take me to like Red Lobster, a Japanese steakhouse. I wouldn't even be offended if you took me to freaking Taco Bell and we ate in the lobby. But if you take me to a movie theater on the first date, there's no talking. I don't get to know who you are.
But you'll go see the movie. Because that's a free movie ticket, and those bitches can be like $20, $30 with the popcorn, the candy, and the soda, so you might as well get something out of it.
I think like an adult ticket at my theater is like $13.50, and like a soda is like, I get a large one just so it like lasts me pretty much the entire day, even after the movie.
Same.
It's
yes.
Like those shits like $7.50 alone. Ridiculous. But
doing anything in Florida, it's fucking $20. Meal for two at McDonald's, $20. Like what?
Fam, I need to like we need to like get a GoFundMe and like get like you and Brad like tickets to come up here like once I get an apartment, and like
I'd love to.
Like
I'm gonna visit you, and I'm probably gonna move to Michigan one day just because it just sounds fun.
Get yourself out of...
Michigan's pretty cheap. It gets summer, it gets winter.
Get yourself out of stuffy ass Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I always joke because you're a Floridian, so it's like, bring your layers. But here's the thing. You can always put more layers on. You can only take so many layers off.
Right, until you get arrested.
Yeah, then you're just butt-ass naked. It's just like, no offense, I love all my friends. I don't need to see.
You don't want to see all that. Nope.
I don't need to see the hairy ass undercarriage that you're rocking. I don't need to see that. But yeah, for the adult world, just kind of understand. Just like if you were a kid, stranger danger, but learn to be respectful. Learn to take yes and no as answers, and ultimately, just try to also understand of like, is this person toxic? Are they really worth my time? And also understand that if that relationship comes to a close, if the person needs to leave, great. If you need to leave, great. If you need to cut them off, pop off, do it, get out of there. Throw the shrapnel.
Normalize cutting people off, you know?
Oh yeah, please normalize cutting people off. I had to do that with your freaking goober brain for like 3 months.
Yeah. To be fair, I hung around some really shitty people.
Yeah, but now you have me, and I'm not so nice.
No, you don't stand for bullshit.
I don't have time for it.
Same.
I've been in the United States school system for 24 years. I don't got time for bullshit. I spent 1/4 of my life in school, and I'm just getting out of it trying to make money and try to put my time towards stuff that I think is good when I'm out of work. Sis, I don't got fucking time for shit. So,
I need that on a shirt. We need a Jake merch with that. Sis, I don't have time for bullshit.
In quotes, it has actual quotes on it. Sis, I don't
and
got
it has
time
like
for
a little
bullshit.
like tea bag, and it's like warm, steaming.
I got like that middle finger emoji, just like. But it's not.
Yes.
It's not yellow. It's like that Hot Topic, just white outline of it. It's like, yeah, I need that. But yeah. So I think that's going to be it for this episode. I promise I will be getting both the episode before this and this one out for the month of July. And we're recording this on July 3rd. So I know this is going to be probably way past the 4th. But I hope everyone had a safe and happy 4th of July. And I'm worried about tonight, by the way, because people are gonna start drunk driving already, tonight.
Stay indoors.
I'm heavily debating even right now. I know it's only 7:14 when I'm recording this, but it's like, bitch, I'm scared to even go to my Taco Bell.
I feel like you'll be fine at 7, but once it gets closer to 8, you should stay indoors.
Yeah, like probably after this recording, I haven't eaten anything all day, so I'm probably gonna go grab some
Stock
food.
up, get the family meal for like $20.
I want to get that like 40-piece McNugget.
Yeah. Oh, you going to McDonald's? Nice.
The only reason I'm saying that is because I went to Taco Bell yesterday, and I forgot that I went to Taco Bell yesterday, and I don't want to go to Taco Bell 2 days in a row. So,
because McDonald's is all that much better.
Yeah, but I don't want to pay like. I was thinking of Chipotle, but Chipotle is expensive.
Fuck that. Yeah, no.
But yeah, so I'm gonna end this off. If you guys like this video, please like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell, and don't forget to head over to Rikki's channel.
My YouTube channel, yeah.
And yeah, that's it. We will see you guys next time, where probably the next episode is going to be dating.
Ooh, dating.
You know what I was gonna make next episode, just so everyone gets a taste. It was going to be talking about the Twitter stuff, but since the Twitter stuff already slowly seems like it's getting fixed because a certain celebrity kind of saw that he kind of screwed up a little bit. Yeah, I think that's just gonna age too fast, and I'm like, nah, you know.
Yeah, like I just moved the Instagram. I said fuck it. I'm tired of not knowing if there'll be an app tomorrow. You know what I mean? Yeah, and it's like, for me, trust me, I feel for NSW artists. I do. They all need to move already. I'm just done. Like, that site sucks. I'm sorry.
They should just start using like Itaku, or just go to like, honestly.
I don't care if I have to go to fucking Newgrounds or something. Just anywhere but Twitter, please.
By the way, I loved this thing. Did you hear that Tumblr is actually getting to the point where they're like, yeah, we're going to do explicit stuff again, but it's like
please.
Within a range.
That's fine.
Like, it has to be like visibly adult consenting characters. It can't be like the weird, like,
have people just require to put a spoiler on it and you have to click to reveal it. I'd be okay with that. Yeah,
but it's like they're not gonna like, they're trying to get rid of like the lolly Shota stuff because that's what gets a lot of the creepy people on there. But it's
fucking
like
nasty. Yeah.
But it's like, for me, it's like I got lovely, like all my characters, they look like, you know, 20s, 30s, like they're fine.
Of age.
Yeah, so that's fine. But someone said, "Oh my God, Cumbler's back."
Tumblr.
I was just like, oh yeah.
Don't talk about the Tumblr.
And it's just like, if my Tumblr gets to be revived, I'm gonna be that meme of, you know, SpongeBob, where he like levitates up and there's like the like angel god rays down on him.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be that. Where if my Tumblr gets to be revived, it's gonna be like some people with MySpace.
My shit is broken beyond belief. I need to fix my theme or something because it just doesn't exist.
I need to fix my Tumblr so much because it is dated.
Yeah.
I also need to just upgrade my Instagram. I'm going to probably just, as soon as I finish this picture of my persona looking absolutely pissed, that's probably going to be the profile picture. And that's just going to be everything across. It's just going to be fun. So, yeah. But anyway, everyone, have a great July. And we will probably see you guys for the first episode of August.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Okay. Bye-bye, everyone.